We're not adding anyone. And I guess we will just get right into it. What is going on, Weisscast? Welcome to Weisscast Games. I'm your host, Aaron Weiss, alongside one of my oldest friends, Bryant Stinson. Do you realize we've been friends for, 13 years now?
Has it really been that long?
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh. That's awesome. I
Yeah,
love that.
it's really cool. Me and our friend Caleb realized the other day that we passed a decade, and that's wild.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I love that.
Time passes, huh?
Yeah, time passes and it never stops.
How's it going, Bryant?
It's going good, man. It's going well. I'm excited to be talking about video games again. Some might say, aren't you a little old to talk about video games? Yeah, so what? So here we are.
Hey, there are people older than us that talk about video games and get paid for it.
That's true. Maybe I should be getting paid for this. Not
Man,
from you. Not
right.
from you. But
man, if we got paid to do this, that'd be pretty sweet.
I know.
But yeah, I mean, this is exciting. After a long creative drought / not necessarily having the motivation to do podcasting, we're back. And I think
we're here.
A monthly show is sustainable for where we're at in our lives.
Yeah.
And I think, it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm excited. I'm excited to be back at it. So we'll be able to shake off. I'll at least be able to shake off some of the rust along the way. So,
well, the only other show I've done in the past couple years was 2 one-off episodes of Weiss Camera Action that didn't shake off the dust that much. But I'm feeling it now. I'm feeling good.
Yeah. Good.
So we'll get on to the rigmarole. Of course, this is Weisscast Games, the show formerly known as Best Friends Gamer Pod or whatever it was, and formerly known as Weisscast. It's gone through a couple different iterations, but this is the reboot that is Weisscast Games, the show where each and every month on your favorite podcast channel or service, Bryant and I, and well, actually, here's some news fresh off the press. Our friend Ian couldn't make it to this episode, but he's interested in coming back for future episodes.
Let's go.
So we will get Ian off the bench, get his opinions on video games and what he's been playing. But yeah, each month we will talk about video game news and we'll talk about our lives through the lens of video games on your favorite podcast service. Here's some housekeeping for you. Weisscast podcasts are back. I'm getting a little bit of echo. Is
you getting some echo? I'm not sure why.
Let me try it. Just a little tiny bit. You know what? It'll be fine.
Is it on my end?
I think it might be on your end.
Okay. Figure something out.
Anyways, Weisscast podcasts are back. Weiss Camera Action was posted last Friday, and Weisscast is back too. We'll be posting by Friday, January 30th. Weiss Camera Action is now a monthly movie club where Alex, Erica, and I watch and review a cinema classic. Be sure to follow us at Weisscast on Instagram for next month's movie, which is Snow White, the original Snow White. So that'll be a lot of fun. For now, let's begin the show with some news fresh off the press. Let's read the news and recap the Xbox_Direct. Bryant, you want to kick us off with Fable?
Yeah, let's talk about Fable for a minute. Ironically, Fable was the one that Xbox talked about last in the Direct, but it's okay.
We're just too excited.
We're just too excited. Yeah, but we're just too excited. So basically, Xbox and Playground Games, obviously, is probably more well known for racing games, in particular the Forza Horizon series. They have been working on Fable for quite a while now.
A real long time.
A real long time. I can't remember when the exact year was when they announced that they would be doing Fable.
Mhm.
But it may have been like 5 years ago.
I think, yes, that sounds correct. And I think in the direct yesterday, they said that they had been working on it for about 7 years.
7 years, yeah,
So
yeah,
it's been cooking.
yeah, and so they had to delay it once to continue just putting some polish and get some more work on it
Hmm.
done. But the yesterday we got a deep dive. We got a deep dive into, and it wasn't that deep of a dive, but it was just
Yeah.
enough. It was like a foot in the water, maybe not a toe, but it was like a foot in the
I
water.
think they'll do a deeper dive at SGF in June. I think that's going to be
Yeah,
their deep dive focus is
yeah,
Fable.
that'd be huge. But man,
Hmm.
I mean, it was just exciting to have Fable back in the video game sphere. Right,
Hmm.
a brand new one coming out, a fresh beginning to the franchise. And I mean, I think they nailed it. I think they absolutely nailed the feel. They nailed the elements.
Hmm.
And we can talk more about that over time. But man, Playground Games fully understood the assignment that
Hmm.
Lionhead Studio left behind, and so I'm beyond excited for them, but also excited to play Fable, which is actually coming out fall of this year. So
Allegedly.
come on now, no, no, no. This isn't GTA 6. All right, we're getting it.
I do think GTA 6 has a higher probability of slipping into next year.
Of course it does. Of course it does. And you know, and we're not talking about GTA 6,
Mm-mm.
but if you're Rockstar, why would you release GTA 6 when you're making so much money off of GTA 5? You
Yeah,
know,
when
so
GTA Online is literally just printing them money.
yes, they just released a DLC for it a handful of months ago.
Oh my
So
gosh, yeah,
you know,
they've been printing money for going on a decade and a half.
yes, but Fable, super excited. It
Mhm.
was it was it was awesome to see gameplay and to see just how gorgeous it looks.
You
And
know,
yeah,
Xbox, I love that they gave the assignment to Playground. I
yeah,
mean, Xbox has a handful of British developers. It needed to be a British developer, like
yes,
because Fable's always been developed in the UK.
hmm,
It's known for that British humor. So it needed to be a UK based studio for sure. And I know when it was first announced, people were like, Playground, the people that make Forza Horizon, the like arcadey open world racing games.
hmm,
Um, that is a choice, especially when you have Rare. Like,
yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised to find out that Rare has done some kind of mentoring or something with them. Like, they didn't talk about this at all, but like,
no,
maybe since they're both based out of the UK and UK is not that big,
yep,
I wouldn't be surprised to learn in like a dev diary that they met with some of the writers at Rare to talk about like uh, writing humor and developing humor into a video game. But yeah, I think it was an interesting choice, but I think it's really going to pay off. I think there's a strong probability, and we'll talk about this at Forza when we get there. There's a
yep,
strong probability that these are both Game of the Year contenders at the end of the year.
yeah. I feel like Game of the Year a lot of times depends on what comes out around you
Hmm.
and the quality of that. And maybe sometimes it's not always like which game is the best, but which game
Right.
is the best based on what came out around it. With the exception of this year, I mean, Expedition 33 was the best game that came out.
Hmm.
It wasn't even a conversation. And so I'm hoping that Fable just gets the love that it deserves. There's so many fun things with this
Hmm.
that I was hoping we get a little bit of time to talk about. I know we got some
Yeah,
other
go
things
for
to
it.
talk about with the Xbox Direct as well, but so we found out that Fable is an it's a like I said earlier, it's a fresh beginning to the franchise, right?
Right.
So you don't you will not have to have played Fables 1, 2, or 3 in order to play anything in this. Maybe some of the self-referential humor that
Hmm.
exists in it, like kicking chickens and things like that, but which has always been a staple in
Right.
Fable. But beyond that, it's a fresh beginning, so it's new and accessible for people who've never played Fable before, which is great.
Right.
It is open world, right? So Fable has always been pretty linear.
Hmm.
It's been expansive but linear for the most part. There was a determined path for you to take.
Hmm.
You could go off the beaten path if you'd
Hmm.
like to, but this one there is no beaten path, and so you can just go wherever you want from when you're given agency. You can just
Hmm.
go kind of wherever you want, however you want. Um, I mean, a lot of the combat staples are there. What I think it's might, skill, will, kind of the three main
Hmm.
categories are strength, skill, will. Um, the three main categories for leveling up your character and what those entail, full customization. The cool thing about Fable is that Fable has always been kind of like a game within a game,
Right.
right? So you have an RPG, but then within this game, it's kind of almost like a life sim.
Hmm.
And so you can get jobs, you can purchase houses and make passive income. You can get married and you can have children and start families and um, all these different things. And all of those elements are within the new Fable game. So when I said they understood the assignment, I mean they really genuinely got it and figured everything out with that. So another big staple for Fable, and I think this is probably the one that is, I think, the most controversial, is the morality system. Right? Fable
Hmm.
games have always existed in a black and white reality. There's good and there's evil, and then the decisions that you make impact everything from how you're responded to how your character looks. Right? If you're good, you walk around with a halo on. If you're
Hmm.
evil, there's horns growing out of your character. Your eyes change colors. Like it affects everything about who you are. And the box art for the Fable games reflected that.
Right.
Right, you would have good character at the top, kind of reflected by the bad character at the bottom of the box art. Um, and but with Fable, the new one, I mean, they're not going that direction. They're using a morally gray, subjective approach to decisions.
Which is more
Um,
realistic, honestly.
yeah, it's more realistic to, I think, to where how generally people view things
Hmm.
nowadays. Um, my only hold up with it personally is I don't believe that Fable historically exists in a morally gray reality. I feel like
Yeah.
Fable exists in a black and white reality, but I'm not dogging on the game because of that.
Right.
I'm interested to see how it works because they've they've approached some different things with that, and some of the things that they're going to do is that they are going to assign like titles to you based on decisions you make,
Hmm.
and the decisions you make in one town. I don't know if you knew this, Aaron, but the decisions you make in one town don't necessarily follow you to another town.
I think I do
So
remember hearing that. Yeah.
yeah, so if you're known as an if you're known as a not great person in one town, that's not necessarily how you're going to be viewed in the next town. You can kind of create a wardrobe of identities for yourself in this game,
Uh-huh.
where depending on where you're at. So um because of that, your character's appearance won't change depending on the decisions and things that you made. I think the way they said it in the direct was, "We won't judge you for any decisions you make, but Albion will."
I like
And they
that.
would,
Yeah.
yeah, and they're like, and they'll do it loudly. So,
See,
um,
I think
yeah,
that's very interesting because I mean, we've all heard stories of like this guy secretly had two families in two different cities, and like I had no idea that like my dad was like going to this other city every weekend to be with his second family. Like we've heard
Right.
stories like that, and I mean, granted, they're few and far between, but
Right.
like they exist, and so like the idea that things like that could exist in this new take on Albion is kind of interesting. Like where I could be known as like a greedy jerk in one city, but I could be known as like a man of philanthropy, a very giving and honest person in another city is very interesting to me.
Yes. It's and how the less fortunate financially will react to you if you're very rich
Mm-hmm.
will be very different from how the more aristocratic and rich react to you. Um, so it's just it's so interesting. And the reason that they're able to do this, I think this is one of the most fascinating things that I heard in the direct from Fable was how they're handling their NPCs.
Mm-hmm.
They are using um, this concept called the living population. And so all of their NPCs are named, all of their NPCs are voiced, and all their NPCs have roles, personalities, and routines, which I
Right.
think is which I think is fantastic. So
Mm-hmm.
there's over 1,000 NPCs in the game, and no two are the same.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Yeah, so it's kind of like you can follow an NPC around for an entire day, and they'll get up, they'll go to work, they'll do their different things. You can follow them around and see kind of what they do and how they conduct themselves,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is really interesting. And that plays into the morality system for me. I think that plays into the morality system because they are they're treating these NPCs not just as people to kind of fill a world to make it feel alive. They're trying to give personality um, and just not agency to an extent, as much
Mm-hmm.
agency as a non-playable character can have, um, to kind of help you influence kind of how
Mm-hmm.
you go about in the game and how the decisions that you make impact different things. So, um, you might find an NPC that you really like, but some decisions that you make might strain your relationship with them. And then how do you go about fixing those things? And that's the thing about Fable. You are always able to go back and rectify your reputation and things like that. So, yeah, dude, this is just like a foot in the water.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't talked a lot about exploration, about weapons, about different things like that. And there's a lot of questions that are still out there. But as a first big, real look at Fable, I think that they nailed it. So
Yeah,
I'm excited.
I'm really interested to see like the variety of players that latch on to this game. I'm wondering, like, there are people that will 100% this game. They will get every achievement and they will do everything that you can possibly do in this game. And there are going to be people who are probably more like me and just golden path the main quest, and maybe I'm doing some side quests here and there, and maybe I'm buying a house in one of the cities or whatever. Like I wonder like what the spectrum of people is going to be like for this game. Are people going to treat it like a Skyrim and you know try to find all the guilds and stuff that you can join and do those quests? Or are people going to be like, oh man, I kind of do just wish that this was more of like a linear experience like their previous fables? I'm really interested to see how the reception of this game is going to be. I think it's going to be like, I think this might be and has potential to be the next iteration of Western RPGs. Like
Yeah.
I think that it's going to be very special, and people are going to talk about it in the same ilk as like Witcher 3 and Skyrim, and even I mean, Breath of the Wild is more of a Western style RPG, even though it was created in like developed in Japan. Like, I think it's going to have like these like generational type, or it has the potential to have like these generational type conversations around it.
Yeah, man. I hope so. Those are definitely high bars
Mm-hmm.
for RPGs, but and Fable historically as a franchise has always been a franchise that is overpromised and unfortunately more often than not has underdelivered.
Mm-hmm.
But I think fresh starts and new beginnings can help, especially when you are with somebody like Playground Games, who, even though they make a lot of racing, arcadey, sim style games, they do make great games.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes when you just make great games and you have a standard that you hold yourself to, that can translate into really any project that you do. So there's one more thing about Fable that I wanted to share with you. You might remember this, but when it was initially announced, kind of the what is a hero kind of deal, they did it in this kind of mockumentary interview style, similar
Yes.
to the Office or the IT Crowd or things like that.
Mm-hmm.
It was reported by the developers that that's not just something that they're doing in the trailer, that's a part of the game.
That is incredible.
So this like mockumentary style approach, that very British humor,
Mm-hmm.
is going to be woven throughout the story. But
Right.
what that looks like, I have no clue. But I love The Office. I love the IT Crowd. I love Parks and Rec. Like, I love those types of shows. So I'm sure that the humor will be right up my alley. So I'm excited about that.
I'm really excited about that too. I saw the headline of that somewhere. It might have been IGN earlier, like right before we started recording. But I didn't click on the article to read it fully. So that is very interesting that that's going to be part of the game, and I'm excited to see how that works.
Yeah, yeah, it's going to be huge. So Xbox, I think, I mean, they've been criticized about what they're doing with their own games, and I mean, the console wars are basically dead. But
Yeah,
this is exciting. So, but it's not the only game they talked about, is it?
it's not, and we'll move on. We could probably talk about Fable for the whole episode, but we'll move on to
Yes, we
Beast of
could.
Reincarnation, which is a very interesting game because it comes from the original developers of Pokemon, Game Freak. So I say the original developers because they did develop Pokemon Red and Blue, and Green for Japan. They've had a huge part in Pokemon's history, and they're known as like part of the Pokemon like collective at Nintendo. They have the Pokemon Company, then there's Nintendo has a stake in it, Game Freak has a stake in it. So they're best known for their Pokemon games. But they have developed other games from time to time. There was like some elephant game like 10 years ago. It was like Tim I gotta look this up. I should have had this on the
You talking about
Timbo. Yeah, dude, I love Timbo. Timbo the badass elephant.
What a pull!
What a pull. Yeah, they've done other games too, but that
Yeah,
I mean, for me, it's Pokemon and Timbo.
yeah.
So they're developing Beast of Reincarnation, which is the studio's upcoming post-apocalyptic role-playing game. And I think it looks awesome. It takes place in the year 4026 in Japan. And it's described as a one-person, one-dog action RPG. It kind of gives a little bit of like Soulsborne vibes. It gives a little bit of it's kind of like the opposite of Expedition 33, where like in the combat where like that was mainly turn-based, and there was like the parry sequences in Expedition 33. This is kind of like action based, but then there's a couple like turn-based sequences that they showed. And that's not original thought. I took that from Giant Bomb, I'm not gonna lie, but it really makes sense. Those guys are real smart. Jeff Grubb's a real smart guy.
They're real smart.
So yeah, I think this game looks really cool. It looks like it definitely got inspiration from the Souls games. I don't think it's gonna be that more hardcore get good type. I think it's gonna be closer to like the Jedi Fallen Order game, like Jedi Survivor. I think it's going to be closer to that, but it looks like it's going to have some stealth elements, which kind of gives a little bit of Ghost of Yotei, Ghost of Tsushima inspiration to me. And I'll talk about this later. I just got through with Ghost of Yotei, and I absolutely loved it. So I'm excited for this game. It does kind of look like other games that are coming out this year, and I was trying to find the one. There's one coming out this fall that I can't think of the name of, but it also looks like it's inspired by Souls games, but the director, Phantom Blade Zero, I think.
Yeah.
Phantom Blade Zero. It's inspired by Souls games, but it's also very much inspired by like the 3D Ninja Gaiden games or Devil May Cry, and that's a very interesting take to me. I think it looks awesome, but again, it looks kind of similar to this game. That'd probably be my biggest criticism of these kind of games, is that no matter how hard they try, to an extent, they kind of look samey. So I don't necessarily go for them right at launch. I was telling a friend of the show, Aaron Hargrove, yesterday that this game looks good, but it's probably one that I'll get on super sale like a couple years down the road. Like, I don't think this will be a day one purchase. And especially since I don't have like Game Pass, like I don't think I'll try it immediately, but definitely go look it up. I'll read a little bit more. So the main character, the protagonist, name is Emma, and she has a companion, the dog, the wolf dog, the dire wolf, Ku, and they live in a time where human population has been decimated by a parasitic plant called the blight.
The blight.
That's probably the least original part of this game. Like if something is gonna be happening to humanity, it's always some kind of blight, whether it's a plant or a parasite or whatever.
Call it they missed the opportunity to call it Flower Power 2.5.1.
They did. They did. Somehow Emma is able to seal the blight within her body. She's known as a sealer. Unfortunately, this is an ability people fear, causing her to live in isolation from the remains of society. I'm interested to see why people fear this, because if my neighbor was a sealer, I'd be like, yo, I saw some blight. You want to go seal that? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's got to be something story-wise that makes it terrifying.
Yeah.
Unless it's just people are just like, you're weird, go away.
You're weird. Go to the school for gifted kids right up the road.
Yeah.
I hear Charles Xavier has a spice for you.
Right.
After forming a bond with Ku, a magical white dog with a tail made of vines and branches, Emma is told by a hologram of perhaps the most cyberpunk-looking guy of all time. That's the quote. Oh, yeah, I'm reading from Game Informer, the website, which is back in print, by the way. We haven't talked about that.
Welcome back, Game Informer.
Charles Hart over on Game Informer. Go read their work. I subscribe to the magazine, and I just got the new episode or the new edition yesterday, and man, I love print media, man. It brings me back. I was a longtime Nintendo. What was the Nintendo magazine? Nintendo Power. I was a longtime Nintendo Power subscriber, and when they went out of print, I was so sad. And then I started Game Informer
Yeah.
right after they went out of print, and I had Game Informer for years. And then I think I canceled my GameStop subscription before they went out of print. And then I was like, they announced that they were coming back, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to get back into it because I miss video game print media. Like,
Yeah.
it's really the only magazines that I ever cared about. Anyways, back to this game. I'm sorry, this Game Informer is just so near and dear to my heart. Emma is particularly suited to take the task on of absorbing and dispelling the blight, but also because of her trusty sword, magical abilities, and vine-like hair, she has a whole weapon suite. Like she's just like a one-woman wrecking crew. Her sword is her main weapon in combat and can be upgraded with spirit stones to get special effects when she parries. Oh, parries, souls like.
Go for it.
You know, looking at some of the screenshots, this also kind of looks like it has a little bit of Horizon, like Horizon Zero Dawn inspiration. I won't necessarily read the rest of the article, but what are your thoughts on this game? What do you think Game Freak has the juice?
I think they have the juice. And I hope that there's all I need from Game Freak is one Pokemon Easter egg in this game. That's all I want.
You know, if there was like a Arcanine skin for Ku, that'd be sweet.
I mean, that would be amazing.
It wouldn't be that blatant. It would not be that blatant.
No,
it'd be like a
no.
poster, or like, could you imagine if there was like a poster hidden somewhere deep in the game that was like an Easter egg for Gen 10?
Yeah, I mean, come on.
It would probably be
that'd
something
a cool way
like
to do
more
it.
like that than something like a skin for Ku.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. I think so too. The I was impressed by what I saw. I mean, it feels so weird and different seeing Game Freak make a game like this because have mostly been familiar with Pokemon from them. But I think um I think I'm with you. It feels like the same game that I have been playing for like 10 years, you
Mm-hmm.
know. But I think that's just how action games go, right?
Yeah.
I think that there was a point when Ninja Gaiden. I think there was a point where action games looked more like Ninja Gaiden, Bayonetta, and Devil May Cry,
Mm-hmm.
and then um, Dark Souls came along. Demon Souls before that, yes, but Dark Souls really like
Popularized,
took
yeah.
it really popularized it. And when Dark Souls came around, it was so influential to the gaming community that every game started having some of those elements, right? And so I think that almost every game has some sort of parrying mechanic, or it's just very challenging and difficult. I think that Souls-like games are kind of, you know, they're just a big deal, and
Yep.
people enjoy them, and there's a large section of the community that like them. So I want to see more action games kind of weave their own path. So we'll just have to see how
Yes.
everything goes. But I liked it. I did like it. I'm excited for it. I think it's a cool story. Cool is cool. So, I mean, who doesn't like dogs? So,
Exactly. Man, what a cool looking dog too. I mean, look, wolf inspiration for sure. Yeah, just dogs are always great companions in real life and in video games.
true. It's true.
We we
Yeah.
we can move on to Forza. I can't imagine we'll have too much to say about the next couple games, but
Yeah. Well, Forza Horizon 6. I mean, not that it wasn't ever
mhm.
official, but it's happening, and it's set in Japan. So the racing sim is back. Forza Horizon 6 is set in Japan.
Lots of people are saying about time.
Yeah, about time. Super excited about that. I mean, you initially will play as a rookie racer who's just a tourist, and you kind of work your way up through the circuits, completing challenges and different things like that. There's some more customization with Forza 6. You can invite friends into your garage area, and they can kind of react and see your cars and things in real time. There's a whole area, I think it's called the factory, something
That
like
sounds
that.
right.
That starts as kind of this open field, and you can build it up over time to serve whatever purposes you like them to serve, and so that's exciting. Um, the Forza games are known for having great music and just gorgeous looking because it's a driving game. So stuff needs to be nice to look at,
Right.
right? And I mean, this does not disappoint with what we saw before. And the crazy thing about this, because it's set in Japan, right at the end of their showcase, they showed another little teaser at the end, and I think Gundams are involved with this.
Yeah, there's I would love to have our friend Caleb on this for chatting because he loves Gundams. He
Yep.
loves the miniatures.
Yep.
And he loves Forza. It was for Forza Horizon. So it'd be really interesting to hear his thoughts on that. But yeah, I think again, I don't have Game Pass, so won't be a day one for me. I actually don't even have an Xbox anymore.
Poor choice.
Hey, man, I haven't been playing as many online games recently, and the games that I do play are all cross-plat. And you know, PlayStation has historically had the better single player games.
They're all the same game. I don't want to hear it.
You know
They're
what? They
all the
really
same
are.
game.
They really are. I love Ghost of Yotei. I'll talk about it a little bit later. Love Ghost of Yotei. But there's some climbing in this. And I was like, why are people wanting another Uncharted? We got Uncharted right here. Like, I'm just climbing around. I'm like a Japanese woman, Nathan Drake. Like, people are like, where's Uncharted? Or like, we need another Last of Us or whatever. Like, all the games have the exact same like building blocks. They just tell different stories. And guess what? 9 times out of 10, revenge stories. That's all they know. But they're real good at making them. They're real good at making them.
They are real good at making them. I will say PlayStation has the third person action RPG on lock. Like, they know how to make that game. So much so that they've made 15 of them.
Yep.
And they
But you know what Xbox does not have? Astrobot. Golly, I love Astrobot.
Fair. I would like to be playing Astrobot. I will say that.
Is real good and the best 3D platformer to come out in the last decade.
Man, that's high praise. There's a lot of really good 3D platformer. I'll give you that. Yes. Yeah, I was about to say there's a lot of real good platformers.
But back to Forza. So this will be coming out in April? No, May. In May. To Game Pass day one, of course. It'll come out later to PlayStation because that's been their new thing in the last couple of years since we've stopped gaming. GamerPod. They are now releasing games on PlayStation, which is great. Great for them. They're making a lot. I mean, Forza 5 made a lot of money on PlayStation 5.
Need for Speed is not good enough?
Never has been since Forza Horizon. But yeah, no, I think this might be the one that I hop into. This might be because for all its faults and like kind of open boringness, Mario Kart World kind of like got me interested in this like open world racing. And I know Forza's been doing this for years and years and years. I think that could get me in. I think that for once in a video game, this base building this garage building looks awesome. Like I'm not usually drawn to that in video games. But for some reason, like collecting cars and showing them off in that kind of format seems really intriguing to me. Again, I don't think this will be a day one buy for me. I'll probably catch it on a sale. Maybe not wait as long as I will for Beasts of Reincarnation, but I think once this comes to PlayStation this fall, you know, if it happens to be on sale during like the winter sale or something like that, maybe I'll pick it up. I think it looks really cool. And again, I've never really been super interested in the Forza Horizon series. I am, however, recently a weeb.
We have to talk about this. What happened?
The Ghost games, man. Ghost of Tsushima, Ghost of Yote. You know, I've always appreciated the culture that Japan exports. Huge Nintendo fan. Really big fan of Japanese food. But dude, what is cooler than a ninja? Nothing. Nothing is cooler than a ninja. Like,
Fair.
and I know Ghost of Tsushima, you're a samurai, and it, like, not to spoil Ghost of Yote, but there's like you get to be a ninja in Ghost of Yote. And it's real cool. And I know there have been thousands of games where you could be a ninja before.
Ninja Gaiden.
It's not new. Shinobi, which is just another word for ninja.
Shinobi, Assassin's Creed, Innocence.
Yeah, like,
yeah,
dude. I mean, there's nothing cooler, and I think that this might be the year that I finally get into like JRPGs, or at least one JRPG. I'm making it my goal to beat at least one JRPG this year.
You already played JRPG though. If you play Pokemon.
Okay, I want to get a deeper one. Like, I think I want to beat Chrono Trigger this year.
Chrono Trigger. I was gonna say play something like Persona.
Persona might be too deep for me right now. I think Chrono Trigger is a good place to start for me. And
Final Fantasy VII.
Honestly, Final Fantasy VII Remake might be the better place for me to start because it's more actiony. And I do have that on PlayStation already. So, I have Chrono Trigger on Steam, so that could be. And it actually doesn't suck anymore. Hello. When it first got ported to Steam, it was notoriously bad, like ran terribly, but it's not bad anymore. But yeah, the setting of Japan, like, it's a beautiful country. I really want to go. I'd love to go to Nintendo Land. I don't really care about the Disney World at Japan. I've not, like, I got Disney World at home. You know what I mean? Like,
it's right, basically in your backyard. You know,
I mean, Orlando's not that far, and it's a cheap flight. Like, I wouldn't go to Japan Disney World or whatever it's called, and but I would love to go to Nintendo World there. And I think driving around in Forza Horizon 6 would be sweet. Like, I mean, they showed off the countryside. They are giving Tokyo Drift vibes within the city. Like, it looks like it's going to check a lot of boxes, and I'm excited to check it out.
And Gundams.
Bringing in some fiction. Well, actually, they've had like Halo Warthogs and stuff before, right? Like,
they have, yes.
So it's not their first time dabbling in like fictional vehicles. So that's cool. All right, on to the last game, and then we'll kind of get into what we've been playing, and then we'll hop out of here eventually. But this has been really fun. So
yeah, it's been fun.
I kind of never want it to end. Anyways, Kiln. So Kiln was the secret, in quotes, game. I think a lot of people knew that there was going to be a fourth game because there typically is like a fourth game at these Xbox January Directs. And Kiln from Double Fine Studios, your favorite small studio and mine.
Freaking love Double Fine, dude.
They're bringing this game Kiln, and it is a pottery brawler.
Yeah. How was it specifically described? I can't
I
remember.
can't remember how Tim Schafer, like, he stumbled over it in the outtakes, but it's a multiplayer pottery brawler, um, which, listeners, I know it's going to be hard to talk about, so we're not gonna spend a lot of time on this game, but
Oh,
essentially,
here it is. Tim Schafer described it as an online multiplayer pottery party brawler.
okay, yes, love it.
I was like, I'm in. Whatever it is,
I'm
I'm
in.
in.
So essentially, it's taking create a character to a whole different level. You create pottery, and this little cute spirit possesses the pottery, and it's kind of like, all right. I was having a conversation on Blue Sky with someone about this, and I said it. Let me see exactly what I said. Shoot, why can't I? There we go. I said it's kind of giving capture the flag and your pottery, but instead of trying to capture the flag, you're trying to destroy it and your pottery. The flag is the fire in a kiln. Looks fun. God bless Double Fine. You can make different vessels. Like if you a bigger vessel, obviously you're going to be able to do more damage to the kiln, but you're going to be slower and you're going to be more susceptible to taking damage. If you're a smaller vessel, like a coffee cup or something, um, then you will be obviously faster, but you won't be able to carry as much water to put out the kiln on the opposing team's side. So there's some strategy. Like I think it looked like it was 4v4. I don't know if that's
Yeah,
been confirmed, but it looked like it
I
was
don't think it
4v4.
has.
And you'll want to have some strategy on your team to be like, all right, who's going to be like a bigger, slower vessel? Who's going to be a tank? Like, to put it in Overwatch terms,
Yeah,
who's going to? I mean, there's probably not like a healer equivalent, but um, who's going to be like a quicker, more agile, like destruction type? Because you want to destroy each other's pot like character as well. So it looks like a lot of fun. Definitely go check out the video from the direct. Check out the trailer. Um, I love Double Fine. They do these small, weird projects, and this is
they do.
a side project. Which apparently Keeper from last year was also a side project.
Hmm.
So they're just pumping them out like Obsidian. Not quite on the
Yeah,
same, not on the same clip, but I mean, if you can do these small projects and Xbox is giving you the leeway to do these, like it's awesome. I'm glad that they exist, and I'm hoping to check this game out. I'm hoping, since again I don't have Game Pass, but I'm hoping this game is like 20-30 bucks. I'll definitely check it out. Hopefully, I'm assuming it'll be cross-plat because they said it's coming to everything. Um,
yeah, I would imagine so.
it's coming to everything day one, so we'll hop in and check it out.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I love Double Fine's like approach to creativity.
Hmm.
They say that they take 2 weeks to forget about the current games that they're working on, and they give everybody who works there an opportunity to just share ideas that they may have, and whichever one sticks is the one that they make into a game.
Hmm.
I love it. It's so cool.
All right, Bryant. Having recapped this Xbox underscore direct, how do you feel about Xbox's 2026? And do you have any worries about one of these games slipping to next year?
I feel about Xbox 2026 after the Xbox underscore direct. I mean, I think the Xbox has kind of been on a bit of a roll lately.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that they ended 2025 pretty well.
Hmm.
Right. Flight Sim came out, and Flight Sim did have some problems, but Flight Sim came out, and for the most part, people really enjoyed what Flight Sim brought to the table. Of course, um, you had the Indiana Jones game that was excellent. Um, and so, beyond some of that, I mean, Ninja Gaiden 4 as well, well received. So I think coming into 2026, one of the biggest questions for Xbox was, what about Fable? And so they had to, they had to nail it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So um, there's some other games that you and I have talked about that Xbox has announced that I'm eager to hear more about, like Marvel Blade.
Yep.
I'm like, how can the Marvel Blade game and the Marvel Blade movie both be in development purgatory? It's beyond logic for me. Maybe it's just the character. But I think Marvel Blade is supposed to come out this year. We just need to hear something about it. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll have to see. But beyond that, um, I'm excited for what Xbox is doing. If this ends up being a year with um, Fable, and if Beast of Reincarnation does well, Forza 6, and whatever else Xbox is coming out with that they haven't spoken about yet, um, Fable in particular is going to be one of the most anticipated games of the year. And so,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of who's coming out with what, so I think that getting Fable right will go a long way in helping Xbox kind of restore some of that magic of their titles that they produce.
Mm-hmm.
So um, I'm if I was worried about any game slipping into next year, it might be Fable,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think it is. I think they gave a release window
Right.
instead of a release date, and that's becoming more and more common, mostly because games are becoming harder to make and there's less time.
Right.
But um, I wish that we were given a date. But then when you have to roll back a date,
It's
it's more of a
harder.
blow. Yeah, it's more of a
Right.
blow.
Because fall 2026 could mean
I mean
essentially
November.
September to November. And so like if they're thinking right now, oh man, I would love to get this out September 21st, but they in a couple weeks they're like, oh shoot, something came up, I think we need to let it cook a little bit longer. If it slips to end of October, early November internally, that's fine. They don't have to do a press release saying that.
Right. I think if Fable in particular, if it slips into 2027, I think that people will stop caring. Um, like
Yeah.
I think that people knew when it was delayed initially, people were like, come on. But then I think the excitement, the anticipation is still there. I think if you delay it multiple, it's kind of like what's happening with GTA 6 right now, right? Like people are excited about GTA 6 because of the quality that Rockstar brings,
Mm-hmm.
but the repeated delays is like jarring for people. And so, and when you continue to delay things, the question becomes then, it actually puts more pressure on you to
Mm-hmm.
make sure that when it finally comes out, it was worth all the delays. And
Right.
so I think if Fable, I don't think Fable will have enough about it to warrant more delays, personally,
Right.
given what Fable games bring to the table. So I think we're good. I think Fable will come out in 2026.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm excited about it. And I thought the Xbox Developer Direct was great. Like I thought all the games were very different. They were very different from one another. The quality of them looked high, and it seemed like everybody who was making each of these games were very passionate about what they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just excited to get my hands on all of them. So it's good.
Yeah, I think Xbox is going to have a good year in terms of software this year. I think I'm right there with you. I think Fable might have the highest chance of slipping into 2027 of these four games. However, especially if GTA 6 gets delayed again, I think Fable's coming out this year. I think that late September to mid October would be a great time for Fable.
Mhm.
really its biggest competition, I think, would probably be Marvel Wolverine
Yeah.
over on PlayStation. Um, but I think since Fable will be multi-platform, it seemed like it would be multi-platform right at launch. They didn't necessarily say that outright, but the only it seemed like it would be multi-platform at launch. I think that would go in its favor because Marvel Wolverine will only be PlayStation at launch, and if and when it comes to PC, it'll be much, much later, like
Yep.
year and a half, possibly up to 2 years later. So I think that would be in its favor. I think I would probably, as a PlayStation gamer, I would buy Fable over Marvel Wolverine.
Really?
I love the I love the Spider-Man games. I love them a lot. Um, I need to see a little bit more about Wolverine. I think it
Yeah.
does look fun, but I think I've seen enough of Fable to be like, I'm excited for this. Um, it's a game that I like am more drawn to, just in terms of genre and like I'm saying, I think it could be generational, and um, I might be shooting myself in the foot there because I had not quite similar expectations, but I was like, I had some high expectations for Avowed and was let down a little bit with Avowed. Um,
About was good.
yeah.
Yeah, it
Um,
was good.
and I think Fable needs to be a critical darling for Xbox. Um, who historically, when they need a critical darling, they fumble the bag. Um,
Mm.
unless it's Forza. But
Or
they
Halo.
or Halo fumbles the bag. Um,
Well, yeah. Not not as yeah. Or Gears.
or Gears has been consistent. So
Yeah.
I mean, some people don't love Gears 5, but I think it reviewed well. Like I think all the Gears have reviewed well.
Yep.
Anyways, I think it's good. I think it was a great direct. I do think it was a little bit long-winded. Um, I think these deep dives, semi deep dives. It's
Yeah.
weird because
Yeah.
I expect like that quality of video and production to be on a deep dive right after the Xbox showcase at SGF. But it was like 4 of those, but shorter
Yeah.
for each one. Um, yeah, I would have been just as happy getting 4 gameplay trailers with 5 minutes talking about each game personally. But I know a lot of people kind of like the dev diaries and that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
they kind of walked that line a little bit, but for my taste, it was a little bit long winded. But yeah, it was good. I think I'm expecting a good year for Xbox, and surprisingly, these are all games that are on my wish list. They are.
Cool.
Um,
That's good.
I don't think there's ever been a direct or showcase or whatever where all the games shown end up on my wish list. So enough about that. Next, let's get into what we've been playing lately. Bryant, you want to go first? We'll do this and then sign off.
All right. Yeah. So um I have gotten into the nasty habit of starting games and not finishing them. And so the backlog is embarrassing,
Yeah.
but I won't I won't go through the whole backlog. But uh I mean, you know me, I'm a big fan of Football Manager. Football Manager 26 is out, and it that yeah, it didn't go well.
Hmm.
It's release and all those different things. It's just been patching it, trying to get it to be better. I enjoy it. I'm having fun with it, but I also just like Football Manager. But it's not a good game, really. So I don't play it as much as I might with some of the ones in previous years and things. But I've been playing a lot of that. Surprisingly, not really a whole lot of FIFA these days, or sorry, EAFC. So I haven't really been playing a lot of that. I've been playing a lot of college football 26. I've got several online dynasties going.
Nice.
Um, so one of them I am using the University of Michigan. My team's very good. Hey, it's okay. We're not stealing signs. So
Or
because I yeah,
having
well, yeah.
affairs or
Yeah, we're not doing any. We're not doing any of it. We're just playing football. We're just playing football. So, we're just playing football. So one of them, the University of Michigan. The other one, I'm at Minnesota, and then the other one, I'm at Arizona.
Nice.
So, um,
Man,
so I've been playing that a lot, and it's fun. So I've been enjoying that.
College Football 25 came out on my 30th birthday. I
Man.
played the crap out of College Football 25. I did. Well, I created a character and took him through his 4 years.
Yeah,
What's that game mode again?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Anyways, I started out
Create a player, go to college, play football. That's what we're
that
gonna call
one.
it.
It's a really cool mode because you can transfer your character from NCAA to Madden.
Yep.
To like get drafted, which I didn't have Madden because I don't know why, but that I kind of wish I did for that purpose. But anyways, I started him out. Where did I start him out? Let's see.
It's called Road to Glory.
Road to Glory. I did Road to Glory. I did Georgia Tech, University of Kentucky, Texas Tech, and I think did I do Ohio State? Did I ever get to Ohio State?
I don't know why you want to go there.
No, it was Nebraska. So I wanted to do the Power Four conferences, but I wanted to do historically like mid teams.
Yeah.
And take my player and win the Heisman and I every year with that player, I won the national championship. I had all these NIL deals.
That's hilarious. It's like win the natty and then I'm out.
It was every time. I mean, that's what players do, man. Like literally, Alberto Mendoza just won the national championship. I mean, granted, he was backup quarterback, but
to his brother,
but he's transferring from IU to Georgia Tech. Like,
yeah, because he probably knows he'll play.
Yeah, exactly. And people are chasing championships, chasing that paper, and so I was doing that virtually. And I loved it. I never got 26. I don't know why, but I think 25 there was just such hype around it because it was the first one in over a decade. It was coming out on my 30th birthday. Like it was awesome. I loved it.
Yeah, dude, 26 is not as good as 25, I will say that. Like but when it comes to like sports games, like they're all same anyway, so like there's like the things that 26 doesn't do as well as 25 it's very minuscule.
Yeah.
But it feels a bit more arcadey and silly than 25. Like second and 37 might as well be second and 1. Really. Like if you got players that are stupid fast, it doesn't matter. Just get enough time and throw the ball far enough ahead of your receiver and he'll just blow past the corner and catch the ball. And then you're like, all right. So I've basically been playing some football manager, some college football 26. And then I've got some RPGs brewing. Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade dropped on Xbox and Switch to yesterday. I want to say it's yesterday, the 22nd. Yes. So I started playing Final Fantasy VII yesterday, and I'm in chapter 3, and I'm enjoying it a lot. I've actually never played Final Fantasy VII before because of how iconic it is. I know a lot about it, but super excited to go through this game. And on Switch 2, I am in the Super Nintendo catalog, and I've been playing through Earthbound. So I just recently made it out of Onet in the beginning of Earthbound after fighting the police. Yes, that's stuff you do in that game. And then I'm in Tucson right now, the second town. So I got a long way to go. in Earthbound, but it's fun. I've died more times than I would like to admit, and to things I would rather not admit dying to in that game, but it's been good. So that's what I'm playing currently at the moment. Having a lot of fun. What about you?
Man, I have been on a tear this year. My goal for the year, both this year and it actually started last year, was to beat 12 video games,
Hey,
averaging one per month. And I mean, that's a lot
that's a lot of
for,
hours.
it's a lot of hours. Well, it can be. I'm not playing
Depending
huge
on the game.
games. Yeah,
Yeah.
not playing huge games, but I was like, you know what? This was my internal dialogue last year. I was like, you know what? I've been a dad for 6 months now. Like, I'm kind of getting the hang of it a little bit. I think I know how to kind of balance gaming and being a dad a little bit more. I want to get back into video games in, um, play through some games. And I've historically not been good at beating games. Like,
Mm.
the I definitely tried a lot more games than I beat last year. But I succeeded. I beat the 12 games.
Awesome.
And this year I'm off already. I beat 2 games. One, Ghost of Yote. My lord, what a game. I loved Ghost of Tsushima. I beat it for the first time last year. And Ghost of Yote absolutely is a huge upgrade to it. It's better in every way. And the story is more compelling. The gameplay quality of life tweaks are amazing. I mean, it's a PlayStation game. It's beautiful. Like, it's really well made. And I just really loved it. So I'd give it a 9 out of 10
Mm.
for review. Then I got that for Christmas. And I got a gift card for Christmas, and I decided to buy DK Bonanza. This game is getting 9s and 10s across the board. And I can kind of see it, but honestly, I'm a lot lower on it
Really?
than reviewers. So
I was gonna ask you because I was thinking about getting it, but
I
just
okay, I
curious.
haven't played much in handheld mode. I've been playing on TV, but I think you kind of need that because you need the full range of the sticks. Um, there's the first couple hours was fun. Then there's a couple hours that's a real slog, and it's
Mm.
like some of the boss fights. There's 2 early boss fights that kind of come back for a second go around. Actually,
Yep.
no, I'm sorry. There's 3 that come back for a second go around later, and I'm like, that's not really inspired to me. Like, Nintendo's known for, like, these 3D platformers are known for like the unique boss fights, and like if you're just recycling them in the same game, that's not super inspired to me. Um, there's some serious performance issues later in the game,
Oh, that's not good.
and again, I was playing on TV, and I know performance can, like, if I'm playing in a handheld, it'd be a little bit better. There's some great moments though. There's some really good, like, memorable moments in DK Bonanza. Um, I didn't absolutely fall in love with it like a lot of people did. I think I'd give it a 7 or a 7.5.
Did you feel similarly about Super Mario Odyssey?
Here's the I liked Super Mario Odyssey a lot, and I think that was a better made game.
Yeah, because it's made by the essentially the same people.
Yeah, I think it was made a more well-made game, a better crafted game. I liked a lot of the ideas in DK Bonanza. I think they were just going for too much, and um, I think, yeah, like, I just didn't. I never loved the redesign of DK. I'm a rare DK lover.
Mm.
The rare design is DK to me. So I was disappointed in the redesign.
Mm.
Which I guess started with the Super Mario movie, Super Mario Brothers movie.
It did, yeah.
So Yeah, it's just a little bit disappointing. I mean, it's still a good game for sure. Um, but some of the repetition, some of the serious like performance issues, especially later in the game, like nobody talked about that in reviews or anything. I don't remember anyone talking about that. And people were giving this like nines and tens across the board. And I was like, that's a pretty big deal. Um, but I mean, yeah, your mileage might vary. I know, again, friend of the show, Hargrove, really enjoyed it. But I'd give it like a 7.5. I just finished it this morning, and
Oh yeah,
yeah. But I've been playing a little bit of PUBG. Always going back to PUBG every once in a while.
love some PUBG.
We should squat up and for some duos, because I think we'd get some chicken dinners.
I'm down.
Super Animal Royale, which is like a 2D battle royale, which is it's a lot of fun. I played a couple rounds of that. Splitgate has kind of revamped and introduced an arena royale, which is like it's like if Halo would make a battle royale. It is the best of arena shooter. It is the best of battle royale. I've only played like 2 or 3 rounds of it, and I really enjoyed it, and I'd love to get deeper into it.
Cool.
And then I played quite a bit of Battlefield RedSec,
Okay.
which is their BR. And honestly, I think it, if I was more into Battlefield, I would like it a lot more. Switching between all these different battle royales and all these different free-to-play games is really confusing to me.
Yeah.
And like, my hands don't know what to do when I'm in RedSec. Like, I am constantly like, how do I ping? Like, how do I switch? Like, how do I add these attachments? Like, it doesn't come as naturally to me as PUBG, but that's also because I've put dozens and dozens and dozens of hours into PUBG. And coming back to PUBG is kind of like riding a bike.
Yeah.
But yeah, RedSec's fine. We kind of like it because it's cross-plat, and like I've said multiple times, I'm on PlayStation. Other people that I play with are on Xbox, and even have a couple friends that play on PC. So that's a game that we can do cross-play with all those. PUBG does not do cross-play with PC and console.
No. Probably a good thing.
Probably a good thing, but yeah, I mean, it's just a little bit disappointing when a friend only has a PC and can't play a game with us. So you have to do something like RedSec, which is still like, it's still a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong, but it definitely has a higher learning curve than I think PUBG does.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really it. This has been a good first episode back, and we will be back sometime in February. I imagine we will either there's going to be a February Direct for Nintendo. I don't know if we'll record right after that or if we'll record right after the Pokemon Presents, but either way, we'll be back in February. Kind of my idea, Bryant. I don't know if I've portrayed this, but I feel like there's like a big, and sometimes it's hard to predict like the big gaming news from the month. Like this one was easy. We knew Xbox Direct was happening for a while. And next month is kind of easy because Nintendo always has a February Direct or early Q1 Direct, and there's always a Pokemon Presents in February. So that'll be kind of easy to figure out when we're gonna make another episode. But beyond that, it might be a little hard to like, oh shoot, there's some huge news we need to report. Like,
there's always gaming news that's out, so we'll
yeah,
figure. Surprisingly, neither one of us talked about Metroid Prime 4. Those are all you need to know right there.
dude, that was another 7 out of 10 for me. Another 7 out of 10. Oh my gosh, what a disappointment.
I know. I love the Metroid series too. Oh, what a joke.
It's
Anyway,
like,
anyway, we're not here to Poo on Metroid Prime 4.
or
But
on how Switch to first party games are disappointing so far.
yeah, they've got a long road ahead of them.
Yes, they
But
do. Switch to itself, great. Love the
ah,
system.
I love my Switch too. It's
I
great.
played Pokemon Violet through the first time this past fall. Loved it. I mean, so it runs a lot better on Switch. I was going to say immaculate. It's not immaculate, but it runs so much better than it does on the original Switch.
Yeah.
And it's the first mainline Pokemon that I beat since Diamond.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
That's a big deal. I was gonna say I didn't put it on my list, but I have been playing Legends VA, and it's good.
yeah,
I do enjoy it.
I loved Arceus. Um, uh, ZA. I mean, it's never going to go on sale. I was going to say I was wait for a sale, but
Nintendo don't do sales.
maybe I'll pick up ZA in a time where I'm trying to figure out what game I should play, and I have a little bit of money in my pocket.
There you go.
But
ZA is good. Really enjoy ZA.
yeah, we'll be back next month with probably some Nintendo news. More than likely, it will be Nintendo news. So until
Yep.
then, we'll catch you later. Have a good one. Peace.
Peace.